There we see Wolverhampton full strength. Ronnie Corrie at 1, Gordon Kennett 2, Peter Carlson at 3, Sam Ermolenko at 4, Charles Ermolenko, his brother, at 5, and the 2 reserves, Stephen Morris at 6 and Nigel Lever at number 7. Now for the racers, they come here, of course, with that 5-point advantage from yesterday's first leg at Smallmead Stadium. Phil Morris is their reserve at number 7, Jan Anderson at number 6. In reverse order down the line, Ray Orton at 5. At number 4 is the Italian Armando Castagna. And their captain at number 3 is Jeremy Doncaster, former English international. And number 2 is Dave Mullett. And at number 1, former world champion. So the scene is set, the crowd is massive, the atmosphere here at Monmore Green is absolutely electric. Let's see which side it is who's going to lift the Gold Cup final of 1992 here at Monmore Green in probably about 75 minutes' time. The full lineup for the opening race for Wolverhampton, who now, of course, ride in red and blue, and it's the racers who ride in white and yellow and black, reversal from yesterday afternoon at Smallmead. It's Ronnie Corrie red, Gordon Kennett, his partner, in blue, for Reading, Perry Johnson white, and Dave Mullett in yellow and black. 280-metre circuit here at Monmore Green. The track record stands at 57.7, currently held by that rider in red, Ronnie Corrie, set back in 1990. And this is heat number 1 of the second leg of the 1992 Gold Cup final, Wolverhampton versus Reading. And straight away it's Ronnie Corrie, who's got his nose in front down the back straight. Perry Johnson in second place, looking for his partner to come round and join him, but Dave Mullett's not there. It's Gordon Kennett in third position at the moment. So with one lap gone, red leads Ronnie Corrie, second white Perry Johnson, third is Gordon Kennett in blue, and Dave Mullett yellow-black bark in fourth position. So first blood in heat number 1 to Wolverhampton if it stays this way, and as you see from the track conditions, it's an awful lot better than yesterday afternoon at Reading, where unfortunately the rain had the biggest say on the occasion. But on this one it's a little bit better for riders and fans alike. As Ronnie Corrie comes up to take the flag for one more lap in this opening race. Ronnie Corrie, he leads. Still Perry Johnson second and Gordon Kennett third. And Wolverhampton are going to take a heat advantage here in the opening race. Just an all back slightly of that Reading lead. It's Corrie who gets there. Perry Johnson second and Gordon Kennett in third position. So a 4-2 heat advantage to Wolves in the opening race. And now after 16 races in this Gold Cup final, it is Wolverhampton on 46 and Reading on 49. So just 3 points between the two sides. And Ronnie Corrie getting a good win, I'm sure a confidence booster in heat number 1. Heat number 2, the riders coming into the line, and Stephen Morris rides in red for Wolverhampton. Nigel Lever, certainly in the thick of things yesterday at Smallmead, he rides in blue. Jan Anderson in white, and Phil Morris yellow and black. This is heat number 2. 46 plays 49 in Reading's favour. As the riders settle, the starting marshal just asking them to come in just a little bit closer. Up go the tapes, the clutches are dropped, and into that first bend, and it's Jan Anderson who's got there. Jan Anderson leads. Second place, oh, coming underneath him in red is Stephen Morris. So Stephen Morris has got there. Jan Anderson in white, trying to come back round here. Great ride from Stephen Morris, locks up slightly. Jan Anderson now comes back to recapture the lead. So Jan Anderson leads. Oh, then goes Stephen Morris. And Phil Morris from Reading goes through to second position. So bad up there for Stephen Morris, and Nigel Lever has come through to third place. So 2 laps gone, and Jan Anderson leads for Reading. His partner, Phil Morris, all the mayhem in front of him, finds himself now in second position. And it's looking pretty good for Reading in this one to establish that lead again. One more lap to go, and the Wolverhampton reserves trying so hard to get in front of the very experienced Jan Anderson. And have to hold our hats off to poor old Stephen Morris. He was holding Phil Morris at bay, but round the final 2 bends of an eventful heat number 2, it's the white helmet colour that glistens in the night air who takes a win. Jan Anderson gets there. Phil Morris in second place, and in third place goes to Nigel Lever. So a 5-1 heat advantage to the Reading racers in heat number 2. They now lead by 54 points to 47 after 17 heats of this Gold Cup final, and Jan Anderson getting a good win in heat number 2. Heat number 3, and the 2 Ermolenko boys yet again in red and blue. Charles in red, Sam in blue. Ray Morton rides in white, and Armando Castagna yellow and black. And the Ermolenkos certainly in the thick of things in Small Mead's first staging yesterday afternoon. Let's see who gets there, and it's yet again the Ermolenko brothers who hit first and second down the back straight. Red is Charles in first place, Sam going around the wide outside line, and back in third position is Ray Morton for Reading. So the Wolverhampton fans beginning to cheer in this crisp night air, and thankfully the weather is holding for us, and the crowd is absolutely massive here, packed in this very picturesque stadium here in Wolverhampton. And they've got something to cheer about now as their riders, Charles Ermolenko and Sam, play their part in heat number 3. Ray Morton back in third place, but really not putting any pressure on this pairing. Charles Ermolenko in red, Sam in blue, with one more lap to go in heat number 3. So this is going to bring the scores even closer again. This tie, I'm sure, is going to go down to the last neck in this one, because two evenly balanced sides on paper, and coming up to take the win in blue is Sam Ermolenko. Charles Ermolenko back in second place and Ray Morton third, so a 5-1 heat advantage to Wolverhampton. And just look at the scores after 18 heats of speedway. It's Wolverhampton on 52 and Reading on 55, and it was those Ermolenko boys who yet again do the biz for Wolverhampton in heat number 3 here at Monmore Green this evening. Coming around to the applause of the Monmore Green faithfuls, and I'm sure they're going to get a rapturous applause as they win a 5-1 advantage in heat number 3. Heat number 4, and first time onto the track for the two number 3s. Peter Carlson for Wolverhampton in red and Jeremy Doncaster for Reading in white. The full lineup: Peter Carlson rides in red, Stephen Morris, the eventful Stephen Morris, rides in blue, Jeremy Doncaster in white, and Phil Morris is in yellow and black. 55 to Reading, 52 to Wolverhampton. These riders come up to the line for heat number 4. Clutches are dropped, engines roar into action, and Peter Carlson has got there. Second place in blue, coming through to join him is Stephen Morris. So a good one for Wolverhampton. Jeremy Doncaster losing ground on that second turn, locking up, having to fight his way now back over Stephen Morris, which he does with quite ease. So it's Peter Carlson leads, Jeremy Doncaster in second place. The two Morrises, Stephen for Wolverhampton and Phil for Reading, having their own little battle for the third spot in heat number 4, but Peter Carlson way in front of this one. Jeremy Doncaster in second place. Stephen Morris riding the race of his life and looking a good prospect too for Wolverhampton, it's fair to say. But the Partech sponsored rider in red, Peter Carlson leads with one more lap to go. Jeremy Doncaster second. Third place is Stephen Morris, and this will bring the old scores on the board even closer. Coming around the final two bends, it's Peter Carlson that comes up to take the win. Second place, a long way back, is Jeremy Doncaster, and Stephen Morris gets third place. So a 4-2 heat advantage to Wolverhampton. And after 4 heats here at Monmore Green, just 1 point between the two sides. It's 56 to Wolverhampton, 57 to the Reading racers. Charles Ermolenko rides in red, his brother Sam in blue, Per Jonsson for Reading in white, and Dave Mullett in yellow and black. This is heat number 5. Up with the tapes, those engines roar, and who's going to show first? And yet again, the rider in blue, which is Sam Ermolenko. Dave Mullett is there, but Charles Ermolenko goes down the outside of Mullett to join his brother at the front. So it's Charles Ermolenko red, Sam in second place, who now I'm sure is going to dictate the pace of this one. Mullett is back in third place. Jonsson, to the surprise of the Reading fans who have made their way up, is back in fourth. So you can hear the crowd going absolutely crazy for Wolverhampton's calls. 2 laps gone, Charles Ermolenko leads. Has Charles all of a sudden overcome and become a heat leader here in England? It's taken quite a long time, but he's beginning to establish himself now in the Wolves side following the injury to Graham Jones. 1 more lap to go in heat number 5. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and certainly Charles Ermolenko is proving a trump card in the last 2 weeks for Wolverhampton's quest for honours. He leads. Dave Mullett tries to go around the outside and goes into a heap in the fence. That looks a nasty crash, but it doesn't alter the race result. It's a 5-1 to Wolverhampton. Charles Ermolenko getting the win. Sam, his brother, in second place, and Per Jonsson coasting home for the third place. A 5-1 heat advantage means that Wolverhampton take the lead for the first time in this cup final. After 20 heats of speedways, we take another look at the crash involving Dave Mullet. Tries to go around the outside, finds no grip and just goes into no man's land. That looked a very nasty crash indeed. We keep our fingers crossed that the likeable 26-year-old sheep farmer from Kent is okay as he walks back slowly to the pits. Heat number 6 with Wolverhampton taking the lead for the first time in this Knockout Cup tie. 20 heats of speedway, and it's 61 to Wolverhampton, 58 to Reading. And in heat number 6 is Ronnie Corrie in red, Gordon Kennett blue, Jeremy Doncaster in white, and Jan Anderson in yellow and black. Now the pressure back on Reading as we get into heat number 6. Wolverhampton with their noses in front, and I'm sure sensing just a little bit more silverware for them as it's Ronnie Corrie and Jeremy Doncaster. Corrie who leads down the back straight. Doncaster in second place, Jan Anderson third, and Gordon Kennett back in fourth. But Rocket Ronnie leads as Gordon Kennett now comes into the thick of things and puts a challenge on the two Reading riders. Doncaster in second place, Kennett in third, and Jan Anderson now trying to come around the outside of Gordon Kennett and does it. So Ronnie Corrie in first position, not knowing what's going on behind him. The mayhem is for the minor places. Gordon Kennett now comes back into Jan Anderson. Doncaster in second place, Gordon Kennett now through the third, and that's a courageous move from Gordon Kennett, the former world number 2, and Jan Anderson back in fourth position. We're on the final lap of heat number 6. Ronnie Corrie looking set for his second win of the night here at Monmore Green. Jeremy Doncaster back in second place, and with Gordon Kennett third, another heat advantage for Wolverhampton as Corrie gets there. Doncaster in second place, and Gordon Kennett, a good ride from him, gets the 1 point for finishing third. So a 4-2 heat advantage to Wolverhampton, and after heat number 6, it's 65 to Wolverhampton, 60 to Reading, and Ronnie Corrie getting his second win of the night in heat number 6. Heat number 7 of the second leg of the Speedway of the Gold Cup final of 1992. Peter Carlson rides in red, Stephen Morris in blue, Ray Morton rides in white, Armando Castagna yellow and black. 65 plays 60 in Wolverhampton's favour. 10 points between the two sides on the night, 23 plays 13. No tactical subs from Reading in this one. It's a time to go up on heat number 7. Let's see who gets to that first turn. It's Armando Castagna in yellow and black who's got there for Reading. Castagna leads in yellow and black. Carlson going around the outside of him. What a great ride from Peter Carlson. Carlson now leads. Castagna back in second place. Ray Morton battling for third place over Stephen Morris. But Morton just with his nose in front as Stephen Morris tries to put pressure on Ray Morton. Morton in white, Stephen Morris in blue. That's really where the battle lies in heat number 7. Peter Carlson now in a good lead in first position. Armando Castagna second, and poor old Ray Morton fighting hard for third place. Now just a little bit of breathing space between him and Stephen Morris, who's having a great few meetings for Wolverhampton, and in the thick of things in this Gold Cup final. Still it is Peter Carlson leads, and just look at Ray Morton having to fight all his way around this Monmore Green circuit to try and get the 1 point. But it's Peter Carlson that comes up to take the win. Second place Armando Castagna, and Ray Morton eventually getting the third spot for Reading scores. So heat number 7 is shared. It's 3 points to Wolves, 3 points to Reading. 26 plays 16 on the night, but just look, it's 68 to Wolverhampton and 63 to Reading. So 5 points between the two sides on aggregate, and the conclusion of heat number 7. But a good win for Peter Carlson in that particular one. He collects his second win of the night. We move on to heat number 8, which sees a tactical sub move for Tim Sugar, the Reading team manager. He pulls out Phil Morris, and in comes Per Jonsson in yellow and black. So the full lineup is Gordon Kennett in red, Nigel Lever in blue, Dave Mullet in white, thankfully okay from his spill back in heat number 5, and tack sub ride for Per Jonsson in yellow and black. So although the scores are not different on aggregate, the scores are different on the night, so it still means that Reading can use tactical sub rides, and I'll explain a little bit more later on. And it's Per Jonsson in yellow who's got the lead. Per Jonsson leads. Blue in second place is Nigel Lever, but Dave Mullet coming around the outside of him to join Per Jonsson in front. So it's Per Jonsson who leads. Dave Mullet in second place. The blue habit colour of Nigel Lever back in third position. So the tactical ploy by Tim Sugar of Reading is beginning to pay off. And although there's only 5 points between the two sides on aggregate. There is, before this race, 10 between the two teams in this meeting, and that's what they go on to decide tactical substitutes. Any more than 6 and you're allowed to bring a tactical substitute, that means an in-form rider for an out-of-form rider. As simple as that. And Per Jonsson comes in for Phil Morris in this one, and looks as though he's going to do the biz for Reading's calls. He leads. Dave Mullet in second place. Third place still Nigel Lever. There in the back straight, Jonsson. Of course, riding for Stockholm in Sweden. Second in the World Final. He comes up to take the win in heat number 8. Dave Mullet tucked in behind him. And third place goes to Nigel Lever. So a 5-1 heat advantage to Reading, reduces the arrears, and on aggregate there's just 1 point between the two sides after 8 races here at Monmouth Green. It's 69 to Wolverhampton and 68 to Reading. So the 27 on the night to Wolverhampton is made up of Ronnie Corrie, unbeaten on 6, Gordon Kennett 2, Peter Carlson, unbeaten on 6, Samuel Malenko 5, Charles Malenko 5, and Stephen Morris 1, Nigel Lever 2. And for Reading, they are currently on 21 points. Jonsson 6, Mullet 2, Doncaster 4, Castagna 2, Morton 2, Jan Anderson 3, and Phil Morris on 2 points. So, after heat number 8, it's 27 to Wolverhampton, 21 to Reading, but on aggregate, just 1 point between the two sides. Wolverhampton 69, Reading 68. Second, Jeremy Doncaster forges his way past Stephen Morris, but just look at Charles Malenko trying to make up ground on Jan Anderson. Certainly Charles Malenko has been very, very impressive over these 2 legs for Wolverhampton. Jan Anderson with 2 laps gone leads, heat number 9. Charles Malenko second, Jeremy Doncaster third, and Stephen Morris certainly not out of things in this one. Oh, every single point is going to be battled right to the finishing line in this cup tie. 2 sides well fancied for league and cup honours in 1992, both with different blends of the build-up of their sides. Wolverhampton with a very strong top 2, and Reading with a team of very, very solid all the way through. It's Jan Anderson comes up to take the win. Second place goes to the red and red, Charles Malenko, and Jeremy Doncaster gets third place for Reading. So a 4-2 heat advantage to the Reading racers in heat number 9 means that they now go ahead on aggregate again. Seesaws of Cup Tie Speedway. It's now 71 to Wolverhampton and 72 to Wolverhampton as Jan Anderson gets a good win in heat number 9. Riders coming to the line for heat number 10. Ronnie Corrie in red, so far unbeaten on 6 points. His partner in blue will be Gordon Kennett. For Reading, Amanda Castagna rides in white, and Phil Morris is in yellow and black. This is heat number 10. Up go the tapes. Into that first turn, who's got there? Castagna goes from the outside gate down 4 and goes across them. Castagna leads. Corrie in second place now. We could be in for a good race. Ronnie Corrie so far unbeaten. Castagna goes slightly wide. Corrie can't manage, but down goes the rider in yellow and black, Phil Morris. Castagna leads still. Second place, Ronnie Corrie. Blue is Gordon Kennett. So Amanda Castagna at this moment leading for Reading. Ronnie Corrie getting, oh, Castagna goes very, very wide. Can Corrie mount up any ground? 2 laps gone in heat number 10. Corrie now trying to go around the outside of Amanda Castagna. Down the backside, and Corrie goes through. What a great ride from the point-sized Californian. Forges his way to the front. Just listen to the crowd here at Wolverhampton. They love their speedway in the Midlands. And after the success of Coventry back in the late 70s and Cradley in the early 80s, it's Wolverhampton that are now have their say in World Speedway in the Midlands. And Ronnie Corrie coming up to take his win. Second place, Amanda Castagna. Third place goes to Gordon Kennett. So it's a 4-2 heat advantage to Wolverhampton in heat number 10. And Ronnie Corrie, who gets his third win of the night. A great win from the back over Amanda Castagna. They shake hands down the back straight. The 4 lineup for this particular race. Peter Carlson so far unbeaten for Wolverhampton. He's in red. Nigel Lever in blue. Per Jonsson in white. And Dave Mullet in yellow and black. 75 plays 74 in Wolverhampton's favour, and with 5 more heats to go before we know the outcome, this is becoming just an epic cup final. There's no other words to describe it. The scriptwriters just couldn't have got this one any better. We wait to see what drama's left. As the tapes go up on heat number 11, who's going to be the first one to show? Jonsson goes across and Mullet is with him. So Mullet leads in yellow and black. Jonsson round the outside of him. So Jonsson leads. Mullet in second place. Peter Carlson back in third. Johnson wide, and now Peter Carlson trying to come around the outside of Mullet, and he's got there. Carlson through to second place. Brave ride by the rider from Mariestad in Sweden. Now Mullet having his work cut out, trying to keep Nigel Lever at bay. Johnson leads, Carlson in second place, Mullet third, Lever fourth, with 2 laps gone of heat number 11. And every point, every ride, every lap is so important to the outcome of this cup final. Dave Mullet fighting hard to keep Nigel Lever at back. With 1 more lap to go, Johnson leads. Peter Carlson second, Dave Mullet third, Nigel Lever fourth. And Mullet having to work hard on that Jan Anderson bike. Coming around the final bend, and it's a win for the rider in white. Johnson gets there. Peter Carlson second, and Dave Mullet third. So a 14 advantage to Reading, and they now snatch the lead again. Is Nigel Lever careers into the fence on that last bend. Let's take another look at that one in slow motion. Lifts and then tries to lay down the machine, but it seems to cling to him. And so often we've seen that not only in ice racing but in speedway, the bike just doesn't seem to leave the rider alone. So there we see Nigel Lever walking back to Graham Jones, so we wish a speedy recovery, Graham, to you. He's the injured rider along with Wayne Carter and the Wolverhampton team at the moment. Nice to see Nigel Lever, but that result means that the Reading team now go ahead. It's now 78 plays 77 in the racer's favour, with just 4 more races to go in this 1992 Gold Cup competition. So there we see Ronnie Corrie just getting ready for action in heat number 12. So far, 3 wins to Rocket Ronnie, coming from the back in his previous heat against Amanda Castagna. He lines up with a formidable pairing for Wolves. It's Ronnie Corrie red, Sam Ermolenko in blue. For Reading, Jeremy Doncaster in white and Ray Morton in yellow and black. At this moment in time, Reading lead by 78 points to Wolverhampton 77. Just 4 more heats to go, and I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the crowd is absolutely on their toes. If you could hear a pin drop at certain stages, and then when the bikes get going, it's just an almighty roar. They love their speedway at Monmore Green, and this is becoming just an epic cup final. I'm sure nobody thought that it would be down to the last 4 heats at Monmore Green, but that's just how it's happening. 2 sides, built in tradition. Of course, Wolverhampton, the current league champions in 91, and Reading back in 1990. As we go into heat number 12 of this Gold Cup final, the tapes rise. And who's the first one to show us? Ronnie Corrie. He looks for his partner to come through and join him. Corrie lays, but Doncaster's between them at the moment. Ronnie Corrie lays, Doncaster in second place. Ermolenko switches to the inside, up the inside of Jeremy Doncaster. Has he got there? Corrie lays, Doncaster still holding on to second spot. Sudden Sam Ermolenko third, and Ray Morton back in 4th place. Corrie looking set for his 4th win of this cup tie, second leg. Doncaster doing a good job for Reading, keeping Sam Ermolenko at the back, or in 3rd spot, should I say. Ermolenko, the captain, of course, of Wolverhampton. Doncaster, the captain of Reading. So both skippers having their parts to play in heat number 12. But Ronnie Corrie leads. And if it stays this way, the seesaws in the last 4 races, it's going to mean that Wolverhampton take that 1-point lead again. Corrie leads, Doncaster second, Ermolenko third. Heat number 12. Corrie looks over his shoulder, comes up to take the win. But Doncaster for Reading gets a very, very important 2nd spot over Sam Ermolenko back in 3rd. So a 40 advantage to Wolverhampton. Just look at the old aggregate score again. It's Wolverhampton on 81 and Reading on 80, so just 1 point between the 2 sides with 3 more heats to go. Wolverhampton on the night 39, made up of Ronnie Corrie unbeaten on 12, Gordon Kennett 3, Peter Carlson dropped just 1 point on 8, Sam Ermolenko 6, Charles Ermolenko 7, Stephen Morris 1 and Nigel Lever 2. Wolverhampton after 12 heats are on 39 points. Reading on 33, 6 points between the 2 sides on the night. Perry Johnson 9, Dave Mullet 3, Jeremy Doncaster 7, Amanda Castagna 4, Ray Morton 2, Jan Anderson 6 and Phil Morris 2. They're on 33. As we move on to heat number 13, which sees Peter Carlson riding red. Peter just dropped 1 point so far. Charles Ermolenko, the fast starting Wolverhampton rider, he's in blue. Perry Johnson in white for Reading and Amanda Castagna in yellow and black. 81 plays 80 in Wolverhampton's favour. 3 more heats to go. This is heat number 13. Into that first bend they speed, as Johnson has got there. Perry Johnson leads in white. Amanda Castagna coming round the outside to join him at the front. Johnson not sure his partner was there at that moment, I'm sure. Peter Carlson tries to come through. to get some room, but he's not there. It's Charles Ermolenko now. He's in third place. So can Juki do anything to split this? Reading pair, and he comes through, but Castagna keeps his throttle wide open. Janssen leads, Castagna second. Charles Ermolenko third. 2 laps gone of heat number 13, and already coming back into this one. Charles Ermolenko trying his utmost to make up ground on Castagna. Janssen way in front, Castagna having to work hard on this very small circuit. He's used to big tracks on the continent. 1 more lap to go in heat number 13. Juki Ermolenko trying to get his wheels in line and just put a bit of pressure on Amanda Castagna, but this one could be a good one for Reading round the final 2 bends. It's Janssen that comes up to take the win, and Castagna gets second place for Reading, and third place goes to Charles Ermolenko. So the seesaws yet again taking place. This time it's a 5-1 heat advantage to Reading, and that means now they go into lead on aggregate. It's 82 to Wolverhampton, 85 to Reading, so 3 points on aggregate lead for the racers as we go into the final 2 heats of this Gold Cup final. Janssen coming round to the applause of the crowd for a good win, and his partner in second place, Amanda Castagna, means good news for Reading fans, and Wolverhampton have got to fight back again. What else have we got in store for us, we ask ourselves? Well, it all started at 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, a very wet and a very damp Smalley Stadium. So we wonder now, with just 2 heats left, what we've got in store for us. Who would have thought? Here we are, something after 8:30 on Monday evening, that we would have 3 points between the 2 sides with just 2 heats to go here at Monmore Green. Heat number 14, the penultimate race in this Gold Cup final of 1992. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. You can hear a pin drop until the tapes rise. This one sees Sam Ermolenko ride in red for Wolves, Stephen Morris in blue. That's the Wolves pairing. For Reading, Ray Morton rides in white and Jan Anderson in yellow and black. 3 points between the 2 sides on aggregate. 82 to Wolverhampton, 85 to Reading. And something's really got to give in this one. Wolverhampton need a heat advantage out of this one to get back, to claw their way back in this Gold Cup final. The atmosphere, the adrenaline throw-in, just a little bit of psychology at the starts now as they try and psych out the opponents. Just taking a few more moments of time, and this is where the old referee tonight, Colin Reeve from Rochdale, I'm sure is going to have a big say in things, telling them to come into the line. Heat number 14 of this second leg as we wait for the green light to go on. It does. Up go the tapes, the engines roar. The first one to show is a rider in red, which is Sam Ermolenko. He looks for his partner, is not there. Ray Morton is in second place, and Jan Anderson driving around the outside of both of them. So it's Sam Ermolenko leads, Jan Anderson in second place. Ray Morton back in third place, and Stephen Morris now comes underneath Ray Morton. This could be a very important point for Wolverhampton. Jan Anderson second, Stephen Morris in third place for Wolverhampton. Sorry, Nigel Lever. What an important point this could be. Sam Ermolenko leads, unaware of the battle that's going on for the minor point. It's Nigel Lever holds off the challenge of Ray Morton. Jan Anderson in second place. Nigel Lever, who came into the Wolves side in June to the injury to Wayne Carter after his Division 2 side, Mildenhall, closed down and doing very, very well for them. But Sam Ermolenko leads, and this is though it could be a heat advantage to Wolverhampton. His sudden Sam looks over his shoulder, comes up to take the win. Jan Anderson in second place, and a very hard-earned point for Nigel Lever back in third position. So a 4-2 heat advantage to Wolves in the penultimate heat means that we go into a real nail-biting last heat decider with the scores on the board reading Wolverhampton 86 and Reading 87. So just 1 point between the 2 sides as we now go down to the final countdown. They'll only race 4 laps, which will decide the outcome of the 1992 Gold Cup final. It's just as simple as that. So heat number 15, when all questions will be answered for the outcome of this cup final. The Wolves pair, Ronnie Corrie red, Sam Ermolenko blue. That's the pairing chosen by Peter Adams, the manager of Wolverhampton. Tim Sugar for Reading chose Per Janssen white, and Jeremy Doncaster yellow and black. So Corrie off of gate 1, Ermolenko gate 3, Doncaster gate 2, Janssen gate 4. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is heat 15 with 1 point between the 2 sides in Reading's favour as we start heat 15, and it's the Wolverhampton pair who have got there. Wolverhampton have made it, or has Doncaster come between them? Corrie leads, Doncaster in second place, Ermolenko in blue. Corrie leads for them, Doncaster in second place, Ermolenko third, Johnson back in fourth. Now Ermolenko comes into the Doncaster to take second place. Oh, the trauma of this cup final. We wonder what's left for us as the Wolves pair at the front. Ronnie Corrie leads, Sam Ermolenko in second place, and if it stays this way, it will mean that Wolverhampton have taken the cup final. The Wolves fans can sense victory already. Doncaster back in third, Johnson fourth. And our Wolves now going to snatch the 1992 Gold Cup finals. We enter the final lap of heat number 15. It's all down to heat number 15 in this cup final. Is Ronnie Corrie and Sam Ermolenko come round to the applause of the crowd to take the cup final. Corrie punches the air with delight. Sam Ermolenko gets second place. Jeremy Doncaster back in third. But it's the Wolves pair in who bring the 5-1 and bring the Gold Cup final of 1992 to Monmore Green with an aggregate score of 91 to Wolverhampton, 88 to Reading. And I'm sure whether you support Berwick in the north down to Exeter in the south, this cup final will live in the memories of Speedway fans for a long, long time. Not decided to heat number 30 of two legs of this Gold Cup final before we knew which side was going to take the trophy. And it was this pairing of Ronnie Corrie and Sam Ermolenko which finally brought open the bacon. Ronnie Corrie congratulated by his team manager Peter Adams, who I'm sure is very pleased indeed. Tremendous performance by both sides in this cup final. The first leg, of course, run over atrocious conditions yesterday afternoon at Reading. As we take another look at that sweet manoeuvre which brought Sam Ermolenko that second place. This time tries to come around the outside of Doncaster. Doncaster too wide for that move. Then sees that Ermolenko's going to come up the inside, failing to shut the door. And Ermolenko seizing the opportunity to go through. Let's take another look as the gate goes up, the starting gate that is, on heat number 15. Corrie, Rocket Corrie, was first into the bend. Sam Ermolenko tried to force his way past Doncaster, but it took a lap to do it. So Wolverhampton on the night, touching 49. Corrie, untroubled with a 15-point maximum. Kennett 3, Peter Carlson 8, Sam Ermolenko 11, Charles Ermolenko 8, and Morris and Lever both working very hard for 2 points apiece. Wolverhampton on the evening scoring 49 points. For Reading on 41, Pierre Janssen 12 from 6 outings, Dave Millett 3, Jeremy Doncaster 8, Amando Castagna 6, Ray Morton 2, Jan Anderson 8, and Phil Morris on 2 on 41. So the final outcome reads Wolverhampton 91 and Reading 88.